Let's continue the conversation now with the former Fed Vice Chair, Roger Ferguson. Roger, do you agree fiscal policy is working really against monetary policy here, and that's what's going on?
I think that's part of what's going on for sure. As you just pointed out, there's a lot of stimulus in the pipeline from what's already been approved. It is meant to be expanding the supply side, which over time hopefully will reduce inflationary pressures. But right now, I think it is driving forward the economy in a way that's making it harder for the Fed to do its job.
So what's that going to mean? What do you think with regard to Fed hikes? Are they one in July and then done, or more to come?
I think two is more likely than one in July and done, because inflation is sticky. You heard the chairman say while headline inflation has come down due to energy prices coming off and to some degree food, core is still very, very sticky at a number that's more than double the 2%. And I think you heard Chair Powell say earlier this week that two were probably on the table. He modified that a little bit to one, but I actually think two is more likely than one.
So, Roger, what's interesting this week is that we saw the response from different central banks around the world. We got a double from Norway, a double from Bank of England, which was a surprise to the markets. The ECB is still firmly going forward. The BOJ is still easing, even though their core inflation overnight surprised to the upside. I've got this great panel next week at the ECB forum where I'm going to talk to all those top central bankers in one conversation. Do you think it's problematic that they are now moving in different directions and at different speeds?
No, I don't think it's problematic. Each central bank is looking at its own economy and trying to make decisions for what they think is right for their economy. What's interesting is a general theme around the globe that inflation is sticky. It may have different causes, but I think there's not one central bank right now that is anything other than leaning in towards the possibility of raising rates, and to a point that was made earlier, clearly slowing the economy. So we've seen PMI indices come in that are a little weaker. We know that our own housing sector is quite weak. And so I think what we're hearing from almost all central banks is we are staying the course until we have a high degree of conviction that inflation is definitively coming down towards our target. And the targets around the world tend to converge at about a 2% number.
Roger, if I could move away from the Fed for a moment. You're a board member of Alphabet. They are one of the leaders in generative AI. I'm curious, to the extent you're familiar with it at all, what your thoughts are when it comes to the productivity gains that there are many economists trying to figure out right now in terms of what this new technology will mean, over the next 5 to 10 years. Do you have any thoughts?
Look, I think I'm in the camp that most are, which is there will certainly be some productivity gains. One of the things that's very interesting about this technology is that it seems to be relatively easy to put into use in business context. There's some technologies that are harder to use, and therefore you don't see the gains. Generative AI appears to be one that individuals can use with very little training. I'm hearing reports from various business people about using generative AI in a number of very interesting ways that are going to, I think, lead to greater productivity. Now, some of that will be hard to measure, so it may not appear exactly the same way other kinds of productivity increases have appeared. But count me in the more optimistic camp that I think generative AI is going to be adopted and is being adopted relatively rapidly and is going to have some positive impact on productivity in various parts of our economy.